Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode on the Haymarket View. I am one of your hosts, John, here with another one of your hosts, David.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about a whole load of stuff, everything from Greta to Brazil, Ethiopia, and Elon. I guess more to come. David, I don't know. Launch
And
us off.
boomer memes on
And
Twitter.
a crap ton of fucking boomer memes. David.
And the secret,
Yeah.
like illegal national anthem of the Belarusian nationalist movement, which has
Unfortunately.
lyrics took from a 15th century Lithuanian poem.
Which is bastardization of true culture.
It is.
It is terrible to the Lithuanians who I know.
My favorite thing.
The Oviches,
Yeah.
if you will.
My favorite thing in the world is Belarusian nationalists who have like some vague Polish ancestry, LARPing as like hussars.
Who the fuck are hussars?
The hussar, isn't that what they were? You know, the winged Polish like soldiers.
The winged what?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No,
What?
please explain to me in the
Johnny
audience.
boy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there was like this thing in like the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth where there was like a class of like cavalry who like wore these crazy wings, like this shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe an art and painting, but were they actually like something that they wore?
Yes, they did. It
it-
was.
okay, what did they wear?
It was like I think it was made from like goose feathers and like metal and shit.
That's crazy.
This is like a reenactment.
That's crazy.
Anyways, but there's like this
That
one.
must have been so terrible to fucking wear while
Oh,
like,
definitely,
going
but
to
it
battle.
looks
Holy
cool.
shit.
But there's this
Yeah,
one
it
like
looks cool, but you'll get you fucking killed.
I don't. Do you know anything about like the Belarusian nationalist movement?
I know that they're very Russian allowing. That's
Oh
all I can
no,
say.
that's the like current government.
Okay, yeah, I know.
No,
but the
the
current government hides nationalism under the whole
They do,
like,
but
union with Russian sort of characteristics, if you will. And
Yeah,
it's really
dude,
cringe. It's
but
really cringe.
it
because
is.
But I feel like the Belarusian state is one of the biggest larpers in today's geopolitical fucking chess game. I think that the way that they're like bending over backwards in every way just to try to like get on the best side so that they can be favored as the would-be Austro-Hungary and the World War One kind of, or no, the I guess the Germany in the World
Can
War
I play
One
this
kind
or
of thing.
no?
Maybe not for copyright. I don't know.
This is a vibe.
Maybe not.
This is a
Okay,
vibe.
yeah, it is a vibe.
is
Explain
a
explain
vibe.
what it is to everybody.
So we have maybe okay. There's so in this video it's
Yeah.
this like Belarusian nationalist song, and we see the coat of arms of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania.
Yeah.
We see a winged hussar, and we see some random other
So it's
soldier.
just some fucking guy on a coat of arms, guys.
It's pretty base.
It's kind of base. It's okay, but there's not much
It's-
details.
no,
it's
but
an
it's
old
cool.
fucking design, so it's whatever. It is
Yeah,
what
but
it
it's cool,
It is
though.
what it is.
And also, there's also the ones that have like, oh my god, this is a whole rabbit hole.
Okay.
Because then there's like there's this like video. It's like a funeral in Belarus, and I don't know. I think it was of like the former president, the first guy after the fall of the Soviet Union. Because did you know the first president of Belarusia after the fall of the Soviet Union?
Who?
He had, what was his name?
I don't know.
Vulcan. Okay. Well, I can't remember his name either. Shit. But he had like Polish ancestry, and it was like a big deal.
Of course it was. It was terrible to the Russian sort of ideas.
And he was a Catholic, a Roman Catholic.
Not secular. Fuck.
So
Man, Belarus is. I actually commend Belarus in that way. Say what you will about its sightings. I appreciate that the majority kind of religion is atheism or / agnosticism.
this guy,
Oh, so some real old grumpy looking slimy fuck.
but his name was Mieczysław. He was Polish,
So Mieczysław Hirb, or how the
Something
fuck
like
you
that.
say his name? Okay,
and he
so,
looks Polish.
I don't know. The Belarusians out there can probably translate.
And he looks so Polish.
He looks. I think he also looks Belarusian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does, I guess.
He fits the bill.
He
That's all I
does.
can say. He fits the fucking
But
bill.
from the perspective of like the Russian-speaking, kind of Russian-allied Belarusians, they saw him as being like a Polish agent.
You see, you're a fucking CIA off.
No, but there's literally like an article that was like done by like because you know how Belarus is what's the guy's name? The current is his name like Mikhail Lyshenko or
No,
something?
it's Gorbachev.
Something
not
like
Gorbachev,
that.
what the
Shit, I feel like we should know this. But anyways, he's been like the same
I
president
really should know this.
since
Wait,
like 1996 or whatever. He's been the president for like over 20 years.
is it Gorbachev? Okay, look it up, please.
Okay, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
guys, but
So sorry, guys.
His
We
name-
should know this.
Alexander
as
Lukashenko.
Aspire. Alexander Yushchenko.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. We were
So-
close. We were close.
Yeah, yeah. So there's like that wing of other Belarusian kind of people who are very pro-Russian, who are like Eastern Orthodox, etc. But with like the nationalist movement, like the very anti-Russia types, that's all centered in like the West. and it's usually people who are like Roman Catholic and who have some vague Polish or Lithuanian ancestry.
Okay, interesting.
But they still
Cool.
okay. Yeah, it's weird because most of them speak just Belarusian or they speak Russian, but like religiously they identify more with like Poland and Lithuania.
Religiously?
Yeah, religiously.
Of course, yeah, because they'd be
They're Catholic.
yeah.
And a lot of them want Belarus to be like more, not necessarily like in the EU, but they want like a union between Belarus, Poland, and Lithuania, like a three-way.
That's never gonna happen.
It would be cool.
It's never gonna happen.
I know Russia would. Okay, well, Russia would
Poland
never. let it
would
happen.
never happen. That
Why,
would
do you
never
think so?
happen with Poland because
Why?
they're too nationalist even now.
And you think they wouldn't want to risk it? Like,
What do you mean they want to risk it? They have their national state and they want to keep as much of a hegemony and sort of like.
they don't want to rock the boat with Russia.
They don't
want to
rock the boat with.
They do share a border with them.
They don't want to rock the boat with globalism as much. That's what I'm trying to say. Like judging from the people who I know who are literally from there, who go there, who have family there, the people there are very Poland for
Like,
Poland
yeah.
for Polska.
They'd rather not, even though there are other countries that they maybe have some affinity for.
They will have affinity for some other like countries like Lithuania, like
Slovakia.
they like some countries. Sometimes they like the other countries. Sometimes they
Latvia,
actually
maybe.
don't.
Depends on the country, I think.
I think it depends on the person and
Yeah.
and their kind of lineage and that sort of kind of lineage aside on the world kind of stage. It's very hard to say. So
Yeah.
generally, I think that Poland wants to keep its hegemony. So I think it's a much more safer bet that it wouldn't happen as much.
And I've met some Polish people who love Ukrainians and who love Ukraine. I've also met a lot who do not have great things to say about Ukraine.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
interesting.
actually completely agree with you. Half of the people who come over and immigrate from Ukraine, it's not even that they're who are refugees. I know guys from high school who have literally spent 11 years in their life in fucking central Ukraine, okay, in like near the fucking near the river, you know, and they tell me they're like, nah, fuck it, that's a bit fucked.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a bit fucked. I don't have affinity. I have affinity for my family, and that's basically it.
And
They care where their family is. They don't give a fuck about Ukraine as Ukraine. They care about their cultural identity, which is there, even if the state of Ukraine isn't.
Yeah.
Which is actually another point that a lot of people aren't fucking mentioning. Everybody out there should mention the fact that Ukraine and the people will still have their identity even if the state is gone.
Of course they would.
Okay? Ukraine is a very fucking new country not new in the way that the people and the places around have been for a while. Like people have been there for millennia, right? But the point is that the way that it is right now can be very much changed, and the culture can stay the same. That's not going away if you get rid of the country. However, I do think the country should still be like protected heavily. Of course.
I think if they want self-determination, they should have it.
Yeah.
I'm just skeptical of if the U.S. is the best thing to be allied yourself with.
What else? What other option do you have?
Non-alignment pact.
A
Join
non-alignment
up with
pact.
Switzerland, Austria, Ireland. Try to have relations with them. That's my advice. Because also I've already told you I'm opposed to the current government in Ukraine anyway. I think the best outcome for Ukraine is a neutral government, and trying to be a neutral country like
I can
Switzerland or
understand
something.
that, but I don't imagine it considering it's. Oh fudge! Not if it goes neutral, it's just gonna be a bitch to Russia,
Well,
and Russia is gonna attack it more.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I think that's true.
Why do you think they would?
Because they're still going to have the same kind of state that has been put there, in part by the U.S. and then in part by the actual people there. They just wanted a different person in charge. They did not want a Russian-backed person because they were sacrificing too much and bending. Well, they all voted. They all had a democratic thing. Unfortunately, they have a comedian in office right now, but respectfully, he's done a lot for the global sort of placement of Ukraine in the, I guess you could say in the chess match. He's furthered public relations so heavily that they might as well be the Eastern Bloc's USA.
I've also met some Poles who are like from the more poorer parts of the country who are like, yeah, shit's fucked. Like Poles are usually a little bit more cocky, I guess, about that. But I know a few Polish people who, especially because like I know a guy who's from like Białystok.
Sure.
And he's like basically like like don't come here.
Yeah.
They always
sometimes
They'll always be like go to Poznan, go to like Krakow, but then there's like don't go to Don't go to like the northeast. That's the vibe I get. Or Lublin. Don't go to
Maybe.
Lublin.
It's whatever you heard. Sure.
Yeah, because there's like kind of there's sort of this view, and also we can't forget that like far western, like the western Poland, has a lot of land that had been part of Germany before that, right? And then it was given to them after World War II.
True.
So because of that, the far west, like near the border between Poland and Germany, there's a lot of infrastructure there. There's a lot of like all this stuff that was already there. So compared with the rest of the country, especially the Far East, which was largely rural, up until maybe like the 1950s or 60s, it's no comparison. So, like,
it's a bit different in it. It's no comparison.
And it's obviously it's not as dire as Ukraine, but there's still a lot of Polish people that want to leave. Clearly, like they still have a huge number of people. I mean they have they're the largest nationality of foreign workers in the UK. You know what is that?
Really?
They are, yeah.
Damn.
Number one, ahead of Pakistan, ahead of Romania, ahead of Bulgaria. No, it's Poles, 100%. And also,
really, really,
Sweden,
according to who though? I genuinely
British government.
Okay, are you really? How since when?
In like 2020 or something.
When did you see this?
A few years ago.
A few years ago?
Yeah. I mean, how much did it have changed? I don't know. Anyways, or maybe they're not anymore, but they're like one of the largest by far. Who are people who are trying to come to the UK or off to
I'll take that with a grain of salt.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, considering the racial differences that. Okay, hold on. Racial is definitely different than ethnic.
But also, people just want a better life.
So single ethnicity, okay.
Well, what other ethnicities are there in Poland?
Okay, race though, I still think that there are
Romani?
more immigrants who are like of sort of Muslim background.
Not immigrants, foreign workers.
Okay, foreign workers. In the ethnic, maybe you're right. Fuck it. I still think it would probably be some Middle Eastern country or
South Asia
or like South or like East
or
or Southeast Asian.
Yeah. There's actually not that many Middle Eastern people in the UK.
What? Are you sure?
Not as many as you'd think. There's actually more Somalis.
I don't know, bro.
More Somalis than Arabs. That's what I read something years ago.
Maybe.
That in London there are more Somalis than there is like Syrians, Iraqis, Afghanis combined. Yeah. Like at least in London. Maybe other cities it's different.
Okay, no, I think London it's mostly like the brown people
or
coming
Africans.
from Southeast Asia.
Or like Somalis, Nigerians, etc.
Maybe.
And Caribbean, but they've been there for like a really long time. Most of them, though. They've been there since like the 60s, so kind of different.
Are a lot of the people who immigrated? Do they have a lot of money?
Who, the Poles?
No, the Southeast Asians going to
Probably.
England.
Yeah, they would be
I'm not sure if they
on
actually
average.
do.
Well,
I'm not sure if they actually do.
They would be
I think a lot of them end up being poor in the UK.
Yeah, and they're not as wealthy as the ones who come to the U.S. They're the freaking wealthiest of the wealthy. Literally, like Indian Americans are the wealthiest demographic in the U.S.
Yeah, well, they're the highest GDP per capita.
Yeah, they're winning. They're balling out there.
They are balling. Because they know how to argue for themselves, by themselves, with themselves. So you know what? Fuck it. They're able to like get better wages. They're able to get the better jobs in some cases. Yeah, they're also in a lot of like crappy sectors like retail work. But guess what? They're also in the fucking highest sectors a lot.
Sure.
They're in the highest sectors in some of the best ways.
Anyways, let's talk about Greta Thunberg.
Okay, yeah, let's actually get into some like solid topics on this episode, guys. Sorry, the free rant's kind of over. Greta Thunberg. Let's look at what she's
Thornberg or Thunberg?
Thunberg. I think it's Thunberg.
Damn, I've been saying Thornberg like
Thorn.
for 3 years.
I don't think there's a ORN. I think it's
in the Swedish language.
THUNBERG. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought it was Greta Thunberg.
It is probably. Let's say Thunberg for the sake of it.
Okay, Thunberg. So, David, tell us everything about what you've been seeing with the thumb bitch, if you will.
Okay,
Sorry,
she's 19. You can say that. She's older than us. Actually, should I say that?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, guys, we're fresh. Yeah, we've already been telling everybody.
Yeah, she's
guys,
technically older.
To everybody who doesn't know already, David and I are freshman college kids.
Who cares? Yeah, just say it.
In Canada.
Not in Sweden.
Not in Sweden. We will not say much more than that, but that is basically all you guys need to know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go to Sweden.
Maybe we'll go to. I'm
Together.
actually planning on going to Sweden
Or actually,
soon.
I want to do like all of them though. I want to go to like Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland.
Honestly, okay.
But is that too
so,
expensive? I don't know.
I mean, if you want to make some money off some stuff, then maybe not. To be honest with you, the best plan is to go from Oslo to Stockholm, stay in Stockholm, then go from there to Copenhagen, then there down to Hamburg, and then go either right to either places like Prague,
Salzburg,
and
Vienna,
fucking in Berlin,
and
or
Graz.
you can go to like
Budapest.
Brussels and down to Paris, and then over to like Geneva, and then Italy, and then go down and take a place from like Rome over to.
I'm going to
here.
Paris.
That's like the
soon.
best, honestly, idea of like the Europe trip. That's like what I've already planned,
Yeah.
like in
Okay.
time.
Anyways,
sorry, back on
Greta
topic.
Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
So she has made some news lately because she basically came out against capitalism.
Sorry guys, we have ADHD. Anyways,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So she basically said, okay, I think capitalism is a imperialistic, violent, racist, oppressive force, and I think it's partially to blame for. Or
I don't think it's
to blame for
essential.
capitalism.
I don't think it's an essentially
climate change.
imperialistic. I just think that it harbors thought that it promotes.
It just so
imperialism.
happens. It's really
It's
a
just
crazy.
it's just a
coincidence.
fact of the matter, you know.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg, she
Yeah.
said that, and she basically says that like now
Which
she's
is
like,
true.
She's like, this whole time I've been thinking, what's really the root cause of all this? And now she's realizing, okay, maybe I should start saying more radical things. Because at the end of the day, why not? Like, if you're a young activist like that, try to be as radical as you can.
She is on the right side of
In fact,
history, I would argue.
She's literally, did you know that she's actually like boycotting the climate conference, the UN climate conference?
Why?
Because she thinks it's a sham.
What do you mean a sham?
Like, it's all bullshit.
amongst a certain group of people in power. I don't know. Is she that kind of person?
No, fuck no.
Okay,
I think
good.
It's because...
I haven't seen much of her recently,
No,
guys.
fuck no. It's more it's just because what was I saying? Fuck. It's because of how like all these it's like the whole idea of greenwashing. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
The idea of like trying to market something as being like really good for the environment when really
It's like
not.
electric vehicles.
It's sure yeah,
even
it is,
though they're
especially-
actually not that better for the environment at all.
Yeah, dude, and they're fucking expensive as hell to produce. Anyways,
And they're really bad once they break down. It's not just metal that can be remade into stuff. It's fucking batteries that need to be like either blown the fuck up or turned into smithereens somehow in some waste. It's really fucked. Anyways, go ahead, David.
yeah. But overall though, I think it makes sense that she's boycotting this, and she's probably boycotting a lot of events now. Honestly, her career, I haven't been paying a lot of attention. I do remember when she I think she interviewed Bjork.
Bjork, of course, the Swedish girl got interviewed by Bjork.
Pretty sure. And
Who
also
what the fuck is Bjork?
the singer. You're
I-
really
I-
normie right now.
I'm really normie.
You need to go on Red Scare.
Fuck you and your Red Scare bullshit.
It might be good for you.
Yo,
actually.
legit, stop with these Red Scare only like references. They're actually so cringe. Like like
Dude.
unironically stop with it. Genuinely
Dude.
fucking. Oh my god.
You're such a bug man.
You're
You're such a Janny.
You're the kind of guy to go up to somebody and be like, "What do you mean you don't understand that?" When it's
Like,
some
no, I would
super
legit- I would
specific
go up
shit
and
that
I'll be
like
like-
is so esoteric that like the
Yeah.
other person couldn't fucking fathom in their life, let alone give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
the
my
type of person
God.
to be like, oh, someone's like tells me.
David,
like,
keep in mind you're talking to regular ass people, not
yeah,
Red
like
Scare
if someone
fucking
tells me, oh
weirdos.
yeah, I'm Korean. If I'm like, oh, my background is. Someone says like, oh, my background is Korean. I'm gonna be like, Kim Il Sung was based, and you know it.
Yeah, that's what I think you're gonna fucking do.
Like you know that meme.
That's what
about,
David gives off, guys.
You know
Fuck.
that meme of what is it? When leftists meet any Jewish person, they start asking about Palestine or whatever. I'm like that for everyone,
when
every nationality.
It's like when any like Canadian meets like a Ukrainian refugee, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so okay.
Tell me about the evil Russian goblin man.
So tell me how you were ousted from your family.
Tell
like
me
the
about how
Jews
Vladimir
and
Putin
No,
is actually Smog from the Hobbit movies. He looks like a dragon and he's harboring
dude, the
shit.
amount of like the
People that
it's actually
don't-
really bad because we'll assume that things are very fucking bad for them, and the thought of like we'll assume that they're in such a terrible fucking state because they came over from Ukraine, and we're like, no, like these people are just living like like us, and honestly, they're half of them want to stay here, like
Yeah,
dude,
like
like they're living fine, they're living with people who love them, like all the
Mhm.
like we don't have to like feel bad for the people. I mean, we do have to feel bad because our homeland is getting a little bit fucked, but to be honest with you, they're as much as it can affect a people on an anecdotal note, like I think it's really cringe that we'll coddle people who come over like refugees like from Ukraine, or like we'll think like, oh, you're North Korean, oh, Kim Jong-un sucks, I want you to know that I think that. Like, I think that's really fucking cringe. I think that's so cringe. And everybody does it. A lot of people do
I
it
would
all
do
the
the
time.
opposite.
All the time. Everybody fucking does it. And I wish people didn't. Sorry, go ahead, David.
No, because unironically,
That's my point. I don't want to be fucking
opinion,
canceled. My bad.
listen, let's be honest here. Or like even if I met like an Indonesian, I'd be like, so what do you think about East Timor? What do you think about murdering communists?
Yeah.
And lighting them on fire in public? What do you think about
What
that?
do you think about like their entire GDP being earned in one day of like an average worker here? Yeah. How do you feel about that's so cringe to bring up.
No, but I know, but it's funny.
It's kind of funny, but it's
very,
also
because
like
no one knows that.
yeah,
Like
nobody knows that. But that's the kind of shit where it's like you're at a party, you're looking at yourself, and you're like, yeah, I'm on a political podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and other platforms to come. That's like, it's so cringe to say to yourself when you're in that context. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's
Okay.
like, okay, that's a matter. It's a fact of the matter. It's not something to like talk about or flaunt.
yeah, but if someone brings up politics, I mean, anyways.
Okay, maybe if you bring up politics,
So-
that's a little different.
yeah.
But like, if you just meet someone and like they're like, yeah, I'm Russian, and like you meet like their wife and
Stalin's
like,
based. Like that.
yeah, no, you know,
Like, hey, look at this video. It's like little Dark Age with the Red Army. Look at this like look at that. Oh, my little. And look, it's like there's like the Red Army liberating Berlin. Look at this.
oh my god, it's people taking like stones from the wall. Oh my god, like don't you hate that? Yeah.
Did I tell you about? Oh my, this is so
Oh my God.
embarrassing. Did I tell you about the time where like I was like hanging out with this I met this random Russian guy, and I like
Don't tell me you were like really cringe.
and I pulled up this thing on my phone where I was like,
fuck.
dude, look at this. It's Russian soldiers liberating Manchuria.
Shut
You ever seen this footage? bro?
Have you ever? Did you actually do that, David?
Yeah, I did. Fuck. You seem like a cool guy though.
Guys, let us know in the comment if that is a common David W or a uncommon David L.
Up to you to decide.
Up to you to decide, everybody.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah. So like Slavoj Žižek said this thing about Greta Thunberg.
We're going to Zizek. Let's
We
fucking
are.
go.
He said that like part of the reason why she's so appealing, like in terms of her rhetoric,
Is because of her masculine kind of aura.
ethos. Yes, her is
her-
it pathos.
Fuck. Man, you know what? It's been a bit since my philosophy class.
Her masculine vibe, let's say.
Her aesthetic is very
Macho.
demanding.
Yes.
Her aesthetic is very dominating
Exactly.
and domineering in every way.
Yes.
And she is a very towering figure, if you will.
She is.
She's a big climate activist. She's had a lot of influence. She's written books. She's made fucking interviews. She's done countless fucking fundraising and other like climate efforts. However, she might be off her rocker. We might not know.
Hard to say.
It
for now.
depends on how the UN treats this recent or to come meeting. What is it again, David?
It's the climate conference.
It is the climate conference. Depending on how they kind of display their either competence or incompetence, as Greta would probably say. David, sorry to explain to the audience, I guess, the situation if I'm not doing it justice.
So basically, Greta Thunberg came out and she said, "Okay, I'm going to be boycotting the UN climate conference. It's greenwashing. It's a mass. It's BS. It's a scam. I don't want any part in it." That's basically what she said.
Greenwashing in the sense that it's like you know how rainbow capitalism
It's
is
like that.
it's like gay rainbow capitalism, but for energy economy. It's like the whole
Environmental issues.
fundraising, but the
Yeah.
CEO takes off 10%. That kind of shit.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
That's what she's against, and I'm against it too. To be honest.
I mean, I think if anybody actually cares about proper climate efforts, then they should be for the legitimization of their efforts, not the bastardization of them during like ideological sort of like problems with fucking making these organizations flow. Because to be honest, if it was up to me, it would literally just be environmental engineers who are there for the love of it, who would be peer reviewed by some sort of fucking government to take care of some fucking thing. And you know what, honestly, we could do it like way more efficiently than the private sector could do.
Yeah.
The government does so much fucking innovation. People don't even know it. Sorry. Go ahead.
And let's be honest here for a second.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you were so with Greta, right? She was literally neurodivergent and a minor. I mean, she's basically like the Paul Atreides of the climate activist movement.
Essentially, yeah.
Like, there's something, I don't know. I think it's interesting. Even though you could argue, oh, she's so status quo. Now she's not.
Okay, no.
And here, can I tell you my theory, John?
Yes, David.
I think next couple of years,
Yep.
unless she kind of becomes less significant, like unless something happens and she becomes more like moderate in her views, I think we're gonna start hearing a lot less from her. Like I could see it that in like maybe a couple years,
Her falling off.
yeah, just all of a sudden she's not being invited to anything anymore.
You know, there are
'Cause
other
she
people
spoke
who,
the truth.
there are other people who have been doing other things in the system better than I'd argue she has. She is, in my opinion, too abrasive. You cannot just do that climate thing and be angry about it because people will ignore you. Okay, everybody doesn't like that angry climate activist, just as nobody likes those girls throwing those fucking cans of pasta on the Van Gogh paintings, just as people don't give a fuck about the Karen yelling in their face. They
Yeah.
don't want to give a fuck about it, so they're not going to listen. However, they are going to listen if you're going to want to talk about a change my mind type deal about like government shutting down, or like the carbon tax should be higher, change my mind type deal, and like posting that. Large political pundits should do that. Green Party should do that.
Yeah.
Any kind of like social and political organization should do that, in my opinion. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, David.
But
Yeah.
so
pretty much.
so
That's my opinion.
that's my opinion too, basically. I think though, I do wonder what she thinks about China. That would be interesting.
I think that she would hate it just because they contribute so much to the problem of the pollution, but that wouldn't be the biggest problem with them for her. Probably she would probably say that they bolster state capitalism in a very sad way, in a very like opportunistic way to their people and to their society. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like if she started talking like that, maybe it's because she's been watching too many Vosh streams.
No, it's true.
Saying it isn't, but there
It's
are
true.
people though who have this strange sort of admiration because I don't know, I've met people like this who they think that China is the future of socialism.
That's so sad because that's not even socialism. They're a private
Yeah.
fucking company as a country.
It's not socialism. I agree with you, and
It's state capitalism in
it
every
is,
way.
even though that's
It's
kind of
state capitalism.
it is. And I'm sorry to all the people here who don't, but that's my opinion. That's
I'm
John's
willing
opinion.
to debate anybody on that fact.
Well,
okay?
I
they
wouldn't.
have arguably they have market incentives. They are not a planned economy. They are not a trickle down fucking economy. What they are is a economy that works from private businesses, from external investments to external investors, by the people for the company that is the country. It is state fucking capitalism, and anything that you guys should say otherwise. Sorry, not you guys. And I'm talking about the fucking tankies in the chat. Okay? Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And your idealism and your fucking Maoist kind of life.
Gen Z Dong, r/Gen Z Dong.
Okay. If you think
go on
that
there,
like the now of like the Xi Jinping fucking dynasty is going to be like the urban revolution of the fucking Maoist kind of revolution, you're eating your beans, and the beans are made by fucking Hong Kong Monsanto fucking government plant. Okay, I'm telling you, no, you're eating your fucking beans. Sorry, your soybeans that they're fucking planting, that they're not gonna allow other farmers to like make off those seeds. You have to buy more seeds for the next harvest. Sorry, no, I'm just saying, man, China's terrible.
I think it would be interesting if
faux democracy.
I think it would be interesting if Greta Thunberg became like what if Greta becomes like a Maoist or something?
She won't, because she
That'd be
knows
cool,
that's
though.
too outside of the Overton window that she can get any mainstream opinion. And right now she's probably begging for it. She's probably thanking her lucky fucking stars that this controversy is going so well with the UN. And she's definitely going to be thinking, oh, this is the best fucking thing for me. I like the attention. The attention gets me more press, and the press gets more attention on the environment. This is good, which it is. Guess what? Fuck, I'm in support of it. Give her more of a fucking platform, all the platform we can. But the problem is that she goes too more far out of the Overton window. She's gonna be outside of favor. That's just the fact of it. I'm sorry, but like if you wanna contend that, like lay out your piece.
Yeah, that's the sad part. I mean, unless she wants to do the whole book deal thing and she wants to become somewhat of like an intellectual, but that's hard to say.
I mean, she could definitely become an intellectual, but she needs to do more schooling instead of dropping fucking out.
That's the thing. Like, if you want to be, that's the sad part, is that the easiest way to be a dissident is to go the academic route. That's the easiest thing to do, and it's always been the easiest thing to do. if you're living in a country that isn't experiencing any kind of turmoil or any kind of uprooting. Or you could, the other option is if you have the body for it, the vitality, the health.
It's kind of like how
fight.
It's kind of like how women of science back in the 1600s got labeled as witches, even though they were just ahead of their time. It's just academics are a bit ahead of their time. Their thinking is much more tuned.
Sure.
They can understand things a little bit more better. And if they've gone through post-secondary in that kind of way to get at least something like diploma or something higher, like hopefully they'll have a better idea, at least an undergraduate degree. They'll understand something to a much higher degree. And to be honest with you guys, that is like one of the best things that you can find in people who have done like masters and PhDs. They're very efficient thinking people, although they're very linearly thinking people, and they're probably not the best creative people, depending on what kind of PhD they're doing. If it's in physics, maybe not. But to be honest, sorry, this was a very big tangent, and I think you guys get the point. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So going forward, we'll see where that goes. Like, I can only hope the best, really. Anyways. Now
also, I'm not saying sorry. Seriously, fuck yourself.
Are you serious? Are you gonna die on that hill?
No, I'm dying on that
hill.
hill.
So John's gonna die on the but are you're being more anti-Dengist though, right? Like
fuck the fuck Dengism.
Like China since 1975, when they started instituting the free market reforms and like the real.
I wish that they tried their best in every way to make communism work without like thinking that they could do it non-democratically. It's not a democracy. China's not. They have one party system, of course, and the candidates are elected by state officials, but I think that they cannot be. Sorry, what was the question?
The question is like in terms of China pre-1975 versus China post-1975.
I would rather them try to... Sorry, what I was saying was I wish they would try to mend the problems that would have been accelerated with the 1975 problem with remedies that they could be found in the pre. So say, for example, the lack of private investors to the country. I understand that lifted a lot of them out of poverty. I completely understand that. But I think that they could have actually done it without as much. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There's time and place for external investment, but fuck, they ramped it up. And you know what? It was a cash cow for them. They made so much money off of taking advantage of their workers, and guess what? It made them more money, and their HDI index got higher, and their everything got better, and their standard of life is not that bad right now.
Yeah, at least in major urban centers.
Yes.
Make that distinction.
Maybe out in West China, that's a little different. It's way different. Where 90% of them are like in 20% of the land.
Sure.
You know?
A lot more poverty, et cetera, et cetera.
A lot more poverty and
harder to get clean water,
and
whatever 10%, else.
Yeah, that kind
in the rural areas.
Yeah.
At least as far as I know.
Dirt roads at best, you know?
Yeah. So what's your take on... Okay, we're going to talk... Okay, let's take about... What's up... Okay, fuck. Kanye West.
Should we talk about Kanye?
Let's talk about Kanye.
Okay, should we talk about him being anti-Semitic? We gotta be careful on YouTube, or
we can talk about a bit of everything. His whole like meltdown or whatever.
Okay, so to be honest, with him being, let's call it anti-nose.
Please don't say that.
Okay, I'm joking.
You're saying but do you think that what he's saying is genuine, or do you think it's just a result of his mental health issues?
I actually think it's mostly I genuinely actually think it's mostly his mental health, but partly I think he partly believes what he's saying. I think that he is an expert in the music industry. I'd argue he is an expert. He's been in it for a long time, and he knows a lot of it. He's done everything from produced for Jay-Z to make his own label to being hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth because of it. Now, funnily enough, apparently he's not even worth $1 billion anymore. But as for now, I think that he has made a lot of comments that are so regrettable, so fucking regrettable. The way that he has formed himself is hard to get out of now. This is very hard to get out of. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest here, he's been doing this for a few years.
Sorry, does that answer the question?
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, for a few years now, Kanye West, he's been trying to like destroy his career or whatever, destroy his like, which is so strange because I don't know, it's hard to explain. But there's sometimes you'll have these artists
Yeah.
in any medium
Yeah.
who are absolute savants, but they're absolutely mad.
Yeah, well, wasn't Van Gogh very like mentally ill?
Van Gogh was, if I'm not mistaken, I think even Alan Moore is pretty crazy. Like, yeah, I once heard this it's very Reddit thing to say.
Most philosophers are fucking nuts.
That like Kanye West is like the Alan Moore of hip hop.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I kind of agree though. It's honestly not a bad.
It's not the worst take.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense in some respects. Right down to all the crazy weirdness, like the whole thing with Alan Moore pretending to be a magician or a wizard or whatever. But regardless, with Kanye, I mean the guy's lost a lot, right? I mean, obviously he lost his marriage and now he's lost his sneaker deal.
You know what's funny about that was one of the funniest bits about that was that like after he lost the deal with Nike. Was Nike
Adidas
or Adidas? Fuck, I'm so stupid. I keep saying it's Nike. It's Adidas. It's Adidas. So when it happened to be that Adidas dropped him, he walked into the Skechers headquarters and he got escorted out.
That was crazy.
He got escorted out, or at least okay. Well, hold on. If the online post said so, it must be true. So I mean, this is according to them, but I think it was actually a pretty credible source. Although I could be wrong. Sorry if I am. Anyways, the point is, it's really funny how he's being treated with this. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm saying that the sort of media attention that has been brought to him is really ironic, considering how he's talked about how he's so fucking protected. I'm protected by God. The way that he's talking about have you seen the interview David, have you seen the interview with him and Tucker Carlson, how he changed up his persona so much to be whiter as fuck?
I did see that.
So white. He used to talk in slang fucking so much, just like
yeah, I don't know what's up. I think he's trying to.
I literally think he did it because he knew he wanted to appeal to that kind of audience. Because he can't otherwise. He can't appeal to the Fox fucking 50 to 60-year-olds who are kind of thinking about their let's look at this Fox thing while I wait for my pension.
But also, let's not forget that if you're talking about like appealing to the boomer crowd, I mean, I don't know if most boomers could even tell Kanye apart from Ice Cube.
What? Yeah.
Like, they probably think Kanye was like a gangster rapper or something.
They probably thought he was like a mumble rapper or some shit.
Maybe. They probably, like I said, they probably don't even know that. I mean, okay, you want to know what's
they
like
probably
don't
funny? Even know that at one point he was like one of the richest black men ever.
In America.
In America. Well, was he one of, or was he the?
One of.
Sure.
I think now Jay-Z is ahead of him, though.
Probably. He's worth over $1 billion.
Because isn't Jay-Z the wealthiest rapper in the world or something?
Probably not. Probably, maybe now. I mean, maybe Dre actually is.
Ooh, that's hard. Yeah, if you're including all the merch and all the other things.
I mean, Beats got bought by Apple for $3 billion. For $3 billion.
Maybe Dre is ahead of Jay-Z then.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
Or Drake.
Drake is probably up there too.
Actually, no. Is Drake $1 billion? He has some of the highest Instagram followers, and he uses that relentlessly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Eminem is up there somehow, I would assume.
I mean, I don't know actually. I think Eminem, because he didn't do much after his rap, did he? Or no, he's still doing rap, but like he's not doing the numbers like he used to.
No.
He's doing like hundreds of thousands instead of like tens of millions.
Yeah. Like he has an audience, and it's mostly guys that drink a lot of Monster. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Like I feel like there's a lot of overlap between Eminem fans and like Five Finger Death Punch fans.
Yeah. And the kind of people who like
live in Indiana.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Midwest people, Midwest white people who grew up in like a family where they should have been divorced.
Yeah, and they got like injured playing football and then refused to ever go to the gym.
Yeah.
And like they quit chain smoking, but now they're like chain vaping.
I don't know if they're
or maybe smoking salvia. Actually, they're probably getting salvia from a head shop.
Smoking salvia and listening to Eminem. That's kind of hard, actually. Fuck, I want to be friends with them.
And chugging a Monster at a
Monster's good. I like Monster. Monster's my favorite energy drink.
I know, but let's not deny that there isn't like associations that like the
Yeah.
people who are into it are like kind of cringe.
Unfortunately, I think the branding for Monster has gotten too alty. And funny enough, the Red Bull stuff, I wish was the kind of stuff that kept going for
Red Bull
Monster.
is for jocks.
Red Bull is for the kind of... Red Bull is like... The thing is that Red Bull has sponsored so many fucking like cool sports events.
Mm-hmm.
Monster has done a lot of like online and cultural things. I feel.
Well, I'm pretty sure doesn't Monster sponsor a lot of MMA promotions?
Probably, but like it's much more. They sponsor sports much less.
That's true, unless it's MMA.
Maybe you're probably right. I'm not sure about the sport by sport, but like I don't know. I prefer Monster. Rockstar's not bad as well. I remember I tried all of them in one like sitting, and I got so fucking hyper. I was up until like 4
What?
a.m.
How many Monster or Red Bull?
I drank an entire Red Bull and tried entire Monster, entire Rockstar, and another kind of Monster, and another kind of Rockstar.
Well, at least you weren't sent to the emergency room.
No,
after
I
that.
wasn't.
Shocking.
No, I wasn't. I have a good heart.
Well, your heart. This guy's got some.
My cholesterol is actually not that bad at all.
That's kind of oversharing, but okay. Anyways,
What do you mean oversharing? I don't eat bad. I don't eat
that's
that
true.
bad.
You eat pretty good. I eat decent too. I
have the most healthy smoothies you could probably fucking ever make.
Yeah. Anyways,
They're just pure fruit. It's pure.
What do you think is the best
beautiful. It's
Kanye
fucking
album?
amazing. The best Kanye album is definitely fucking Graduation. David just fucking swearing at himself in Islam, in not in Islam, in fucking Arabic. I'm so stupid. Sorry guys, I'm high. If you guys didn't notice.
Listen, man. Let's be honest. Okay, that's fine if that's your favorite.
Just because like there are some songs in there that are really like close to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. My favorite songs are not from Graduation. They're not.
From 808.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I also like ones like Otis, shit like that.
Okay.
And like, yeah. I listen to a bunch of different albums, not just those.
Yeah, man. I always thought, to me at least, my go-tos are either Yeezus or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is really fucking good. However, I feel like it's a bit of a like listening to the entire album is a bit of a like I have to sit down and like it's not a meal, it's an entire fucking combo. It's like I have to sit down and actually think about it if I'm gonna listen to the entire album. Don't get me wrong, song by song is beautiful, but otherwise, yeah, I have to wait until I want to fucking do that shit. Okay. This is very off topic, but still, nice. Let's talk about Kanye. If you guys like Kanye or any other kind of rapper like Jay-Z or like these kind of people, like let us know. Like J. Cole, fucking even fucking people like Lute, dude,
Frank
like all these people, Frank Ocean, and any
De La Soul,
De La Soul,
Tribe Called Quest. If you're
Earl
into that
Sweatshirt,
stuff. Sure,
Tyler the Creator, even.
Sure.
Fuck, all these people, they're amazing. A$AP Rocky,
yeah. Anyways,
sorry. Okay, so let's talk about Brazil actually.
Whoa.
Okay.
Those have been some W's lately with Brazil.
Have they been W's?
I would say the Brazilian left.
Let us
winning.
know how they have been W's, David.
Well, for one thing, beating out Bolsonaro by like
2%.
2%.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's called rocking.
That's called rocking. Considering even like how on the halfway point he was losing.
No, because
he was losing.
He was losing.
Yeah,
he was. 100%.
And then he pulled through in the last 50%.
Because let's not forget.
Was it Sao Paulo? Like which one came in last?
No clue, but I would presume. Yeah, I don't know actually. Where in terms of Bolsonaro support, if it's more, because I know Bolsonaro support is definitely wealthier.
I'm not sure on the city by city.
And I know Bolsonaro support is definitely in the wealthier people, like because he's like really, especially the people in like the cattle industry and shit. Those people, he's in bed with those people. Whereas with Lula, I feel like he's definitely the working class choice.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah,
no question.
No question. He was so pro labor. It was fucked. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's probably right now one of the most
popular
left
South American
South American leaders
right now that just got elected.
I was thinking,
What?
do you think
Maybe.
that Bolsonaro is going to do some crazy shit over this?
I think that his supporters will. Weren't they trying to okay, I remember seeing like articles and shit about them stopping the vote. Stopping the vote. All those Bolsonaro supporters, they were stopping the vote. They were stopping these trucks. They were literally barricading these streets so that the votes literally couldn't be counted.
No, I heard about that too.
It was in Bolsonaro heavy states.
Shit, is that Sao Paulo?
I'm not sure.
Or is that like the south?
I really don't know. I don't know there. I thought Sao Paulo was pretty south.
It is, but more like Santa Catarina.
But I mean, what's the population of that though? Probably not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, combined a lot, but
most of it's Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo.
Yeah, but like southern Brazil has a lot of wealth though. So I'd imagine they would be pretty pro Bolsonaro. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a lot of wealth. They'd probably be higher on their sort of tax breaks that he'd probably be giving, imaginably.
Yeah, because they are, basically the wealthiest part of the country consistently. I mean, obviously Sao Paulo and Rio have their wealthier people too, but like, I think for the most part
those people are very outnumbered.
Yeah, whereas in the south of Brazil, it's a lot easier to find like solidly middle class communities.
Yeah. No, but the fact that they were literally trying to stop the vote. Literally, what is it with the world right now and trying to get rid of democracy? Fuck. It's one of the biggest worms and viruses in our world.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think Bolsonaro said something like how he's not. Well, I don't know. It was weird. They said he's not going to contest the vote, but he's also not conceding either. I don't know what that means. Does that mean he's like he's not gonna do anything, but he's not gonna like admit that he lost, but he's not gonna do anything about it? Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I lost, but I kind of didn't.
Is that what that is? Because I feel like that was what like his statement was.
Yeah.
Almost like trying to be neutral. Maybe it's part. It might also maybe be because he doesn't want his supporters to get too mad at him, right?
Maybe.
Like he's worried that if he like voices some sort of like acknowledgement that his supporters are gonna be like, oh my god, that's cringe.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. So for this week, let's kind of go through some other like topics pretty speed round because like I don't know, David and I, we've both had kind of long days, kind of longish days.
Yeah, we have.
We've both done stuff today. We kind of want to wrap it up in maybe the next like half hour. Okay. So let's go through some more
North
topics
Korea.
more quickly. Yeah, let's go through. All right, sure. Let's go through North Korea.
Yeah. So what's up? So North Korea's been doing like record high in terms of like missile tests, like ballistic missile tests.
Is it ICBMs or?
Shit, I don't know, man. But I know it's ballistic. I know it's actually probably not. It probably would be like smaller ones.
Because ICBMs, that's the biggest threat.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was. Because largely speaking, isn't most of North Korea's like missile force just meant to be like either hitting South Korea or Japan? Like that's their kind of goal.
You think so?
Yeah. Also, I've always found this confusing.
You know that they have shit like aimed and primed programs for the fucking U.S.
Yeah, but like, how effective would it really be? It would I don't know. To me,
probably
that
pretty
shit,
fucking effective.
You think so?
We'd get fucked.
But they couldn't hit DC though. I don't. Maybe okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit ignorant with some of my DPRK military lore.
Me too.
Maybe they could hit like Hawaii.
If they're ICBMs, if they're advanced enough. I mean,
maybe.
North Korea is known to export weapons.
I know, but I doubt. Okay, like I said, this is like a blind spot of mine, but I'm not 100% sure if they could. I know they've definitely talked about it for years though. It's a huge part of their propaganda. Like if you look at any kind of North Korean government related thing. There's a lot of imagery of like nuclear,
missiles.
Specifically missiles attacking the U.S.
Yeah,
which is interesting to me because
like raining down like fire, like type shit.
Because North Korea's approach to the way they view like the bourgeois societies is completely different than the Soviet Union. So I think that's interesting.
Bro,
can I explain to you why I think that?
Okay, really quick. Imagine the fucking CIA kind of ops that would come out of the North Korean government. Sorry, go ahead though.
Okay, I think it's interesting because when you look at like the USSR. The USSR never when children were taught in the USSR about America, this might surprise a lot of people, but they were not taught to hate Americans, not working class people.
It was culturally already enforced. They didn't need to be.
I disagree. If you're talking about, they were taught to have solidarity with the working people though, in any country, regardless of capitalist, not capitalist. That was taught in schools. That like Americans are not bad people. They're
I
just being they are under the control of capitalists, but they are not inherently bad
yeah,
people.
I wouldn't contest that. That's probably not the worst idea.
That's what they were taught. It's true. I'm not saying that there weren't people who harbored other ill wills, whatever, maybe. Regardless, they were taught that, people in the West, working class people, deserve a revolution, but unfortunately, they are being oppressed by the capitalist class. Where, why do you think, for instance, when you look at, like literally, the Soviet Union tried to rebuild Germany, a country that was its sworn mortal enemy for years, and yet they tried to rebuild East Germany. And they wanted to bolster it. They didn't.
Okay, they tried to rebuild it just as. When you mean they tried to rebuild it, I think you mean that they tried to just fucking incorporate it into their original infrastructure plan.
They did not.
No, they put it into their 5-year plan. Fucking shit.
They did, but they did not try to culturally assimilate it, though.
Sure they did. Are you kidding? Sure they
completely.
did. 100% they did.
No.
100% they did.
No.
Why do you think that there would be such a pressure on them to keep with the communist away on the fucking east side when they were under the Russian rule then?
Not what I mean, though. I mean in terms of like.
I mean.
Can I give you an explanation?
Sure, but that's what.
So if you look at the Soviet Union in post World War II, they did a lot of resettlement projects to get basically not just ethnic Germans, but also like ethnic Swedes and other minority
groups. So when you mean
groups.
Resettlement, do you mean kicking people out of their homes?
Well, yes, and making but giving them new homes in the newly formed East German state.
Oh, sorry. Let's just relocate your entire family and like kick you out of your like entire net worth on your house.
What are you talking about?
That you worked so hard to get.
John, can I get your opinion genuinely? So you're telling me that these Germans in like the Baltic countries or whatever, they should have just been left to their own devices, or like Germans in like the Czech Republic.
What were they doing that was so wrong? What were they doing
I don't know.
that was so
supporting
wrong?
Ethnic cleansing.
Supporting ethnic cleansing of what? How?
What do you mean? Because they supported the Nazi murder of Jews and Slavs. Like
support? Okay, hold on. Just because somebody supports that does not mean that they should be displaced.
Well, they were still given land. They were still given places to go.
What do you mean they were still given land?
They were given land in the newly formed German Democratic Republic.
Okay, so if you're saying that they're giving like the land back to the original Jews, that'd be sick if that's what you're saying that happened. But I'm sure that didn't happen.
No, first of all, these were settlers who had been there for a long time. These are settlers who had been here since.
Yeah.
Like, the
so
15th
was
century.
the reparations in the land given back to the original, or are they just given back to the
original?
state?
The Lithuanians?
Sure.
The freaking proto-Balkans?
Sure, or the fucking quasi Jews of that place.
Well, I mean, Poland got buco reparations. Let's be honest
They got
here.
buco fucking reparations. They got bear reparations.
Disagree completely. That's another take. I feel like your takes on the USSR are pretty crap, especially World War II stuff. Okay, Poland literally
You gotta show me otherwise then.
Poland got literally super nice, beautiful, highly developed European cities that they would never have gotten otherwise. When the half of their country was literally nothing.
No.
Literally like peasants with like 2 cities that had any worth. They got all these beautiful European cities and all this land and all this whole like railway system, all this shit. Come on. They got some good shit.
I can understand that colonialism will lead infrastructure, but that's like saying that like fucking India should be grateful for all the shit England did for it.
Not saying that's a completely different comparison.
No, it's not.
I disagree.
I think you're coming from the same boat.
How? Russia and India, or Russia and Poland is completely different than Britain and India.
The actual stated reasons that what you're saying is the exact same.
Dude,
you can't use that reason because by that reason...
Dude, you're so lib-brain.
I'm not so lib-brain. If you can apply that kind of shit to like India to... Okay, then let's do something else. England to...
The Falkland Islands.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. All I'm saying is that I think it made sense to get those Germans out of that land.
Okay, let's
To
just
deport
agree
them.
to disagree, I guess, then.
I think I'm sorry.
We can go to the next topic.
We can, because that's a hill I'm going to die on.
You know what?
They
Fuck
definitely
it.
deserve
We
it.
can have an episode where we talk about this as a point.
Yeah.
Anyways.
About was it necessary to deport these Germans from the Baltic countries and from Eastern Europe?
Yeah, I can do my research and we can talk about it.
That would actually be
We can
really
talk about
interesting. We can have an ethical debate or whatever, even though
Okay.
I know I'm right. We got to talk about Elon Musk.
We have to talk about Elon.
I can't believe I forgot about Elon.
We have to talk about Elon, and then we also have to talk about fucking Ethiopia and their fucking war that ended.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But
Yeah. Congrats to Ethiopia,
hell
by
yeah.
the way. Props.
Ethiopia is cool. Good job, guys.
It's gonna get cooler soon.
I love the food. I really, really like your food.
You just like the bread that's very hot and crispy,
Yeah, basically.
pretty much.
It's just like the injera. Oh yeah, with some tibs, some and like little, some spicy tibs. Anyways, great food there. But
Amazing.
Elon Musk has been posting literal 2007 memes on Twitter.
No, he's been he's been posting soy jack fucking memes. It's
Yeah,
been
what
so
the hell
funny.
is that?
It's been so funny.
No, actually, listen. Elon Musk is one of the scariest people alive, and one of the most pathetic. Which is
I think it's really funny that he can be the richest man in the world right now. He's not in the history of the world, but he is the richest man in the world right now, and he is posting memes where it's like, this when you're that when you're that. It's so fucking cringe.
Sure.
He needs to be telling us like global issues that we ought to be like putting millions of dollars towards, and that he's putting billions towards, but all we get is like, y'all will get free speech. How do we do this? We're gonna unban everybody.
That was the worst.
That
thing.
was the dumbest fucking thing he could have done. You know what it's like to be somebody who fucking gets lifetime banned off Twitter. He literally removed everybody, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was a fucking policy. He literally fucking removed everybody, and here we are.
And for like 5 minutes, gave a bunch of people who had been banned back their accounts, and then realized, okay, maybe this isn't sustainable. I think the weirdest part though is that wasn't it Stephen King who tweeted him to bring it down to $8?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Did you see that tweet?
See, that's another thing. He literally monetized it.
No, but he was gonna make it like $15 or something. And then there was a few celebrities. Stephen King was one. I think Bill Nye the Science Guy was one, who like convinced him to not do that. Kind of funny. But overall though, yeah, it's crazy.
It is kind of nuts,
especially with
the way that he's just been like treating it like he's like a kid in a candy store, and he's just picking what kind of like niche he wants to either burrow his kind of like fans and sycophants into, or he's gonna pick another candy, and the next candy that's gonna come in line is like another fucking scandal that's gonna come out of the info security for some fucking guy hacking the Twitter like fucking account creation thing so that he can make 1 million bots for him to make, and Twitter's not going to do anything about it, and like Twitter's going to be a new fucking dead app in like a year if nothing's done about this fucking change, because it'll be funny for a bit, but it's going to get real sad real fucking quick.
I think something
real sad, real fucking sad, guys, real sad.
I think something will happen.
By the way, if you guys haven't, follow the Haymarket View on the Twitter. It's in all of our fucking all of our account pages.
That would be very nice if you did that.
Yeah. And it's in all of our videos, by the way. It's in all of the video descriptions.
Literally all of them.
So check it out. Please do yourself a favor. Yeah.
But yeah, so what I was saying though with him, with old Elon, our boy, not our boy, he sucks. But
no, he's not our boy.
No, he's not our boy.
He's more the Edison than the Tesla.
Boy.
He's Edison, not Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. He's cringe. But
ironically, he's not Tesla.
With Elon, I know. There's just a certain rapport he has that like for instance, there was this thing on Instagram where like not Instagram. I saw this video of him looking at like memes from this like weird parody video game account. I think it's called like Mega Drive or something, and it's like these like weird fake like almost it's so creepy. So you know like the Babylon Bee or like friggin' what is it, the Onion? Imagine that, but if it was like really cheap, like 2006 boomer gamer references and jokes.
Isn't it already?
No, I mean, what if it was literally like, Scorpion did not say get over here.
That is so fucking cringe.
It's shit like that.
Where it's like Nyan Cat. No, Nyan Cat would be funnier.
No, it's legit shit like Master Chief is going to a sauna today.
Mario X Sonic
having
sex. No, it's gonna be that Take on Me fucking gift. Y'all know the one.
But it's like really anyway. So there's like this video of him and like his like toadies, like all his like weird little lackeys, his like Bugman,
his weird little
boys.
funny boys.
Thanks, Elon, you're so cool. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man, dude, you're really owning those. I'm a bad boy. I can't believe it, Elon. You really owned AOC yesterday.
Yeah.
That sort of shit. And he's like, I would love to fuck, I can't do it. I can't do a South African accent. You know, right? I'd love to repost these friggin' Twitter memes on my own shit. It would be really cool. I can't do a fucking South African accent.
It'd be really cool, you know.
Wait, does he have like
That
a
actually wasn't the worst.
shit? Does he have like an Afrikaner accent, or does he have more of like the more like Anglo style?
I
South
really
African
don't know.
accent?
I really don't know.
I have not heard.
This is such a tangent. Get on the.
Okay, regardless, I've purposely not tried to hear him talk for like years now.
You're fine.
But yeah, like obviously the whole like total free speech thing on Twitter didn't really last. And then you have like the weird AOC stuff where like AOC is now saying like, oh, I can't believe Elon Musk is charging money for freedom of speech. That sort of shit, which...
Yeah, he's monetizing freedom of speech.
Honestly, I don't hate AOC. I think she's kind of cool, but like...
She's done a lot of good work. And she's going to do a lot of better work as well because she's going to be in politics for a long time. Probably as long as some other people, like Biden.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Stav when he said like AOC should be the first female president.
I don't know about that.
100% agree.
Or I don't know about that. Her economic positions are way too fucking weird.
I mean, or maybe like Rashida Tlaib or even fucking what's her name? The from Georgia. Shit, what's her name?
She's an amazing social advocate.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she knows she's an amazing social advocate because she speaks very loudly. The only problem is her economic positions are fucking stupid, even though she has a degree of economics.
Yeah, who was the woman who helped with like the voter ID stuff in Georgia? What was her name?
I'm not sure.
Shit, I can't believe I'm forgetting this, but she could also be a candidate.
Maybe.
Or not
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who the fuck am I talking about?
No, don't actually think about that.
That'd be funny.
There's like a Come Town bit. That's
of
like,
course there's a Come Down bit.
About like
Come.
How there should like, oh my god, it's about AOC, how like why AOC is the best candidate to be a female president. Anyways,
that's so LARPy though.
No, it's actually really funny.
Maybe I'll show you LARPy.
Maybe I'll show you the clip after.
Okay, yeah, we'll show the clip after.
So regardless, yeah. Now, do you want to talk about Ethiopia?
Yeah, let's talk about Ethiopia. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, to be honest, especially because, like, I don't know if you saw it. I remember, like, recently, like, this year, I was, like, with some family in Toronto, and there was, like, a massive protest.
Protesting what exactly? So explain to the audience.
Protesting the current president of Ethiopia. I believe his name is Abiy Ahmed. Or the former president, or actually, I don't know if he resigned. Shit, I should have checked. But regardless,
I'm not sure.
The president, very controversial president, Abiy Ahmed, who is sort of like a weird kind of third type of candidate. Who, because in Ethiopia, there's kind of like two or three predominant kind of ethnic groups, which is the Amhara, the Tigranian, and then the Oromo. The Oromo are technically the largest ethnic group in the country, but they've historically been kind of like not always treated the best, whereas the Amhara and the Tigranians are kind of like 50-50 basically, depending on where you go in the country. But yeah, what was happening was that you had these like Tigranian like military forces that were essentially trying to almost like kind of like a separatist conflict in the north of the country, kind of. And there was a lot of predictions about it. Like I remember a few months back, there was a lot of like people posting about how Ethiopia is going to be the next Yugoslavia or whatever. But now it's looking like things are going to change. Now it's looking like things are going more towards peace. So? That's what it's looking like, yeah.
Damn.
Between the Amhara ruled government and, well, technically, I guess, I mean, Abiy Ahmed is an Amhara. He's Muslim, but he's like sort of more in bed with that side of the country, if that makes sense. Like, even though like it's hard to explain, but especially if you know nothing about Ethiopia. But yeah, he's like more connected with the Amhara interests. And the Tigranians feel like he just doesn't really represent their interests at all. So at this point, yeah, this war, which is like cost us what, 300,000 lives or something like that. And also insane amounts of devastation, things like, extreme poverty. I mean, nothing like what's happening still in Eritrea, obviously. I don't know if you know anything about Eritrea, John.
Not much.
I mean, people call them the North Korea of Africa.
For a reason, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I would argue that they're significantly worse than North Korea.
How many Geneva Convention violations do you think Eritrea has, David?
All of them.
Every single one?
Yes.
Just pull out the book. This.
No. I would much rather live in North Korea than live in Eritrea right now. That's
really?
Oh yeah.
What about 100%. Eritrea or South Sudan? Because I know a bit about South Sudan.
Probably South Sudan, honestly.
Wow, that's saying something.
At least you can get internet.
That's really saying something. What?
At least you can get internet in the capital.
Barely. Okay, maybe in the capital, barely.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, like, Eritrea, good luck. Good luck, my guy. Unless you live close to the border with Ethiopia or Egypt, then you maybe. But if you're not, and you're basically screwed. Yeah, no. In terms of civil liberties and everything, I think Eritrea might be the worst in the world in that matter. Like, not to say that like it's unique in that regard. But yeah, it's pretty
uniquely
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, and it also has this weird like I said, it's like a separatist thing. As far as I know, Eritrea is predominantly ethnically Tigranian,
Meaning,
the ethnic group in the north who has a conflict with the Amhara, who are like the largest, well, not the largest ethnic group, but the most politically powerful ethnic group
in
Ethiopia.
Okay, thank you for everybody who's wondering.
And the Tigranians live both in Eritrea and the north of Ethiopia. Like, where Aksum is?
I do actually, yeah.
That's technically actually in the Tigranian Tigray region.
Sure. Okay, I'll take your word.
Yeah.
Guys, apparently David has a really fucking good memory, and he just looks at this shit.
I didn't even look any of this up before this.
I know you didn't.
Are you kidding me?
I know. I'm well aware. We've been knowing David.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been chilling.
How do you think the Ethiopian war has fucked up the infrastructure? How long do you think it's going to take to rebuild?
Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah.
a good question. Especially, I mean, if we're talking about like the Amhara-Tigrania border region, God knows. God knows what kind of support they're going to get from the capital.
All right, if you say so.
I would from what I've seen in terms of like pictures and videos and things that I've seen of the level of devastation that's happened in that region, not to mention the lack of like food and water and clean water and all this stuff. Like, obviously, like starvation has happened, not to the level of
Starvation happened during and before the war.
Yes, but it's technically not at the same level as it was in the 80s or the 70s. Not quite that level, but there has still been some serious issues with starvation and with like lack of clean water, especially in the northern kind of, it's like the real high conflict, high tension parts of the country. So because of that, it's also led to like a massive refugee crisis as well. That is kind of one of the lesser known. Actually, though, in fairness, Eritrea has had a way worse refugee crisis though for like over 20 years now.
20 fucking years.
But
getting from who?
From who?
From who?
Because of the government. People trying to leave.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you meant refugees and like they're getting refugees. So
No,
I was like, how are they getting refugees?
No, they're going. In fact, yeah.
Sorry.
Like,
Wasn't thinking.
Eritreans will like risk their lives to get into Ethiopia, even during the war. Even during
it's like North Korean people trying to get into China.
If you can believe that, even during this civil war,
yeah,
there have still been in fact, I think Eritrea, there's more people leave Eritrea every year than any other country.
What the fuck? That's crazy. That's actually fucked.
It is overall like the number of people leaving every year. It's like constant. In fact, it's not exceeding the birth rate because the country has a very high birth rate, very high like number of kids per family, etc. But if their birth rate even stagnated a little bit, they would be screwed. The amount of people leaving.
They'd be in the negative. They'd be in the negative real soon.
They'd be
like Japan.
Fucking maybe.
They'd be thinking like Japan are thinking right now.
Compared to their per their population, because they don't have it's not a huge country, but like it is pretty shocking.
Japan's a huge country and they're not fucking.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like Japan, like population wise, yeah, I think there's a much larger percentage of people in Eritrea who are leaving versus people in Japan who are like. There's probably more people in Japan having children than there are Eritreans like staying in the country.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
right.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is all bullshit. But
maybe not per capita, but in total, yeah, maybe.
It's crazy.
Okay, still okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's about Eritrea. Do we want to talk about Russia, Ukraine, how that's been going?
Oh boy.
And then after that we can close it off with conclusion and yeah.
Honestly, like the current state of the Russian civil, whatever you want to call it.
Make it short and sweet. Yeah.
To me, at this point, I think it's a lot of grandstanding from both sides. I think it's very clear that Kiev and especially the people in like Lvov and the southwest, they are clearly the ones who are refusing to take the L hardcore. And I think at this point, I know this is going to be controversial for a lot of people. I think Ukraine should just concede that they've lost land. And they should not expect to get it back.
I think that Russia should just concede that they're not going to fucking get the land that they wanted. Okay, both people...
What do you mean, what? Kiev?
Are you kidding? Russia thought that they were just going to come in 2 weeks and take fucking Kiev.
And then they gave up on that dream very quickly.
Yeah, because they realized that Ukraine had a little bit more and a little bit more support than they thought.
Yeah. Well, for the capital, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
That was not just the capital. Moronic. No, they haven't even gotten to the capital.
They had actually, yes.
What?
There were troops at the gates or whatever.
Okay, maybe at the gates, like a little bit, like fucking.
But they were pushed
maybe
back,
like
I
10
think,
miles
fairly
away.
easily.
Maybe like 10 miles away.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how really quick they got to the fucking the big house, if you will, the fucking what's it called? The fucking
I don't even know, man. But like you mean like the Parliament building or whatever,
not
right?
the Parliament building. What's it called? Town Square? No, what's it called?
Yeah, I can't think of it. But
I'm so stupid. Why can't I think of like the main head government building in any city? City Hall.
City
That's
Hall.
what it is.
Okay.
City Hall.
Anyways,
Sorry,
but
that's what it was.
yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, first of all, let's be honest here. Russia should never have expected to get past maybe Nikolaev or like Dnipropetrovsk. Like they should not expect to get. I don't think they're ever going to get Odessa. I don't see that happening, especially because Romania is literally right there. No, but their claims on well, obviously Donetsk and Luhansk, which is like clearly pretty popular.
They're very popular within the anti-resistance.
And and also I think at this point, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia, I think they should just take that out. Just acknowledge that there's just very little incentive, and also the Ukrainian military is, I think, way more worried about a potential siege from Crimea.
Also, the Ukrainian state
anything else.
knows that a lot of those people are like Russian, very aligned.
Yeah.
They're not going to give a fuck, let alone that their land is very bad.
No.
So other than that, chances are they're not going to give a crap, like David said. But with that said, I think there is something to say about Ukraine's efforts to try to like get everything back. It's really interesting seeing how Russia did not have any fucking competence with their military. I don't think they had the infrastructure needed. They did not do the testing. They had the corruption. They had the too much. Oh yeah, no, these units are working fine. Don't worry. Like like too much of that kind of shit going on rampantly in the country. And you know what? Corruption catches up to you even later on. Fuck
In fairness, though, Russia did not have the entire Western world sending them heaps and heaps of weapons and ammunition.
I agree with you. However, it's Russia.
Yeah, a state that's been in decline for over 20 years since the Soviet Union fell.
They still have fuck tons of stockpiles. Come on.
Yeah, but they have weapons from the 60s and 50s.
So weapons from the 60s and 50s seem to be fucking up right now.
They are. I'm just saying.
Really bad. I'm just saying that it's not just that. It's not just that they are going up against essentially one of the biggest empires apart from them, if not the biggest empire apart from them.
Sure.
The EU, arguably.
Well, and NATO.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, frankly, it's mostly NATO.
In America.
Yeah. No matter what. Well, fuck. Oh my God, we're gonna get into a whole thing. Anyways,
I'll say this: we disagree about the conflict.
We disagree
so.
in some parts. Mm-hmm. I think it is not deserving of Russia to give a fuck about Ukrainian sovereignty. Yeah.
And then I would argue that Russia is at least valid in their assertion that NATO lied and overstepped their agreement.
I think that there's more to that. I think there's more to that than just the one than the one thing that said, not 1 foot thing. Wasn't that fucking taken back or some shit?
Regardless if it was, that's fucked up. That's not that.
What do you mean? Irregardless if it was, it's fucked up. That's like saying to somebody, you better not be friends with that person, and then that person became friends with the person who you told that off to, and then you're like, fuck you, person.
No, it is, it's saying I'm not going to be friends with this person who's your friend, and then becoming friends with that person and forcing them away from you, and literally funding CIA ops in their countries to make them hate you. That's what NATO has been doing in Eastern Europe for literally decades.
I understand that I understand that they've had ops, but
massive ops, especially in Poland and the Baltic states.
Okay, then you know what? We need to go through those on another episode. We can 100% dive into those. If you guys want this kind of content, if you want us to dive deep into these conflicts, to have differing opinions, for Dave and I to clash, and for us to find a dialectic, if you guys want to see that, let us know. Support the podcast, like, share, and everything. David, do you want to get into conclusions?
Okay, guys. So conclusions. Thank you for listening. If any of you have your own opinions on this subject, we'd love to hear from you. And if any of you guys think that maybe we should do like specialized episodes on something like Operation Gladio or Operation Condor,
we can 100% do that.
Sure. Or even just kind of us debating like this, like the sort of cringe tierness of the Baltic states and other weird sort of pseudo NATO satellite states that were once part of the former Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, no matter what, like, we are gonna have content that we want to make for you guys, and no matter what, we're gonna take your suggestions. Just let us know either by contacting us at HaymarketOfficial@gmail.com or leaving us a comment in some other way. Anyways,
I just want to say I'm not pro Putin. I don't like Putin.
Yeah,
By the way,
yeah,
I want to.
yeah.
I'm just anti
Fuck
U.S.
Putin.
imperialism.
Fuck Putin.
And fuck Russia. I want to make
the
that
new
clear.
in is not in,
No.
if you will.
No, I just
Lenin
wanna-
and Stalin, not Putin.
No.
And I'm not for Stalin mostly.
I take Stalin over Putin personally, but
I would take Stalin over Putin.
Just in
However,
general.
no, it's fucked. Anyways, okay.
Stalin.
everybody.
Okay, listen. Putin did not defeat Hitler. Mic check.
Mic drop. Okay.
Cue the MF Doom music.
Okay. Everybody, thank you guys for listening. This has been an awesome thing. I'll just do my conclusion. This has been an awesome episode on everything from Greta Thunberg to Greta Thornburg, as David would like to say. Brazil and its recent elections, Ethiopia and its civil war ending. Elon and Board app, everything from fucking and North Korea and Russia and Ukraine shit. So if you guys liked this episode, I've said it once and I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. Like, comment, and share. Please make sure to share it with your buddies, all of your Reddit friends, either on Discord or in message boards, whatever the fuck.
Giga chat
App, fucking Telegram.
Yeah, share it on Line, share it on Kako chat, whatever you want.
Share it on fucking Al Jazeera comment threads. Anyways, The point is, let us know if you guys want more. Have a good one. I've been David.
And I've been John.
Okay, sorry everybody. I've been John.
And I've been David.
And we are the Haymarket View. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.